Hello everyone, my name is Vicky. I'm representing Team B today. What we would be doing is we'll be taking you through sustainability recommendations for Shamrock Limited. It's a chemical company of New Zealand. It's a local chemical company. Just to start off with who we are a group of 5 team members. We are young, we are talented, we have got fresh set of ideas for you guys, and probably just hold on to your seats so that we can let you know why exactly to choose us as your sustainable advisors. Moving on to the presentation, I'll first have Simarjeet come and give the introduction. So let me first go ahead and hand it over to Simarjeet. Thank you.
Sorry for the problem with the mic. Hi everyone. So first I'm going to introduce about what actually the sustainability mean for the organization. Actually, sustainability is basically to maintaining the current business processes for the organization in order to less impact on the environment or in our human nature, and other thing is social responsibility. That is sustainability is also a part for organization as a social responsibility, because now these days the common problem for all organization they using the natural resources for their business processes, but they contributing less to the environment. So that's actually means sustainability, and that is a Shamrock Group limited company. This company is basically a chemical company which produces chemicals, and as well as New Zealand, as well in out of New Zealand as well. These are the two the exemplar companies, Interface and Umica, which we have selected as a providing examples to the Shamrock Group company. So that actually I've just explained about what is sustainability mean. So sustainability means maintaining the current processes without harming our natural system and our human lifestyle. Yeah, this is obviously is a serious issue at the present. So because not many organizations like Umicore and Interface, they concentrating on sustainability. So that's it's also a serious issue. Yes, it's obviously posing serious health to our because of the practices we doing is also impact on our health as well. So I'm just going to little bit explain about what is Interface company, which is actually founded by Renderson in 1973, and this company is a carpet tile manufacturing organization based in America, and so their mission is to become a total zero emission organization by the 2020, and so I would like to explain what is a mission zero means to that organization. This organization targeted by 2020 to become a zero negative impact on the environment, and so that there is aim to become a zero emission by 2020. And another example company, Umicore, which is basically a recycling company. They recycle products, and as well as from New Zealand and overseas as well. So yes, the Umicore mission is to provide clean technology emission and control over recycling. Next I'm going to hand over to my team member, so he will explain further about the company interface.
Good evening, guys. My name is Naren. So I'll be giving you a brief description of Interface Carpets and what we've been doing. Interface Carpets was started in 1973 by Anderson, but then now they've become a giant when it comes to sustainability in carpet manufacturing. They are present in 110 countries. They are predominantly present in America, the Middle East, Asia, and a lot more other countries. Interface country introduced the carpet tiles. Rather than using the carpet rolls, which accounted for 14% of the wastage when installation, the carpet tiles reduced it by almost 9%. The Ray Anderson established Mission Zero. The main idea of Mission Zero was to enhance sustainability. This was because there was a lot of industrial waste when carpets were manufactured and energy emissions, which led to global warming, which, as you all know, is the hot topic of the world. It's been discussed in every other UN meeting. So you want to do something about that. Its main concern for the nature provided the pathway for Mission Zero. Interface goal to become the first company to be fully sustainable, so that they have no negative impact on the environment. Protecting and restoring the environment by adding Mission Zero, zero waste products, adding the reusable energy, closing the loop, and reducing emissions. The goal of Mission Zero is to become fully sustainable in 2020, putting back more than what they take from the environment. Say if they're cutting down 4 trees for the making of carpets, they plant 10 more trees. And the challenges the Interface employs is being innovative. At every stage of their thinking, in their research and development, each and every stage, they look through a kaleidoscope of sustainability. Whatever they do, even making of a small carpet, they make sure it's sustainable. Relate to the environment. And what are the nature's designs, which a lot of scientists have been looking at, the nature's patterns. What are patterns present in the nature? They adopt that in making their carpets. The outcomes of Mission Zero. So now they've adopted the Mission Zero. What are the outcomes of it? They've improved sustainability significantly. They have improved by 90%, and productivity has improved. And the new product development. Some of the new product developments are the tactiles, which is a translucent binding, which has seamless carpet tiles. It is 90% more efficient than the regular glues. And the next part is the I-20 modular carpets, which will be discussed by my teammate Vicky.
Thanks, Naren. What I'm going to discuss right now is the I-20 modular carpet model that was introduced by Interface. Now, this was a very unique modular design that was introduced by them. So what it did was it would just cut the waste material that was left over from the carpets. What they would do is they would just put that into the unused spaces, which would just create a design of its own. Okay, not just any kind of design, but you can call it an abstract kind of a design that they had designed to come up using the wastage products that were there. Now, apart from that, due to the I-20 modular concept, they used to say around 1.5% of the, it was only 1.5 wastage that was being used compared to the earlier part of what everything was being used. That was 14% of the installation. Now, if we move to the next part, that's the sales growth and the gross profit for the Interface after adapting the Mission Zero process or the Mission Zero design. And as you can see that it has been increased from 2002 till 2006. Now, my next thing would be environmental impact. Now, before I can proceed something on the slide over here, I would just like to ask a question to, well, Shamrock and the whole of audience. Well, we all travel, okay? We all travel by plane, air, or whatever. Whatever means necessary. We all do get an option of, whenever we're traveling by plane mostly, we do get an option of selecting, would you like to plant a tree to reduce the carbon footprint of your travel? I guess how many of us actually go ahead and take that option?
I'm going to put my hand up a little bit. I've done it once or twice.
well, that's good. Even I've not done it. So that is something that I realized after working on the project over here. So what Shamrock, what Interface did was they went ahead and, as my friend Naren just told me, they went ahead and planted trees to reduce the carbon footprints. What they also used was a closed loop strategy, which would use whatever waste that was left over from the earlier product and use that and make something really useful out of it. So that is something which was the closed loop strategy that was invented by them, or rather designed by them. With the help of this strategy, they also reduced almost 43% of the energy consumption by the whole plant by themselves, which was, I would say, a really good thing to start off with. Now, Umicore, I would just like to give a brief description about Umicore. It started as a small mining and smelting company, but it has moved on to many other branches, such as it's got electricity, automobile, mining. It's also got the chemical plant. But what we, like I said, what we'll be focusing on today would just be the chemical aspect of Umicore. The reason why we selected Umicore as our benchmark company is because in 2015, that is recently, in Forbes magazine, it has been awarded as the #1 company in Mission Zero in the chemical plant itself, in the chemical utilization. Now, what Umicore did is what we would be trying to go ahead and implement it for Shamrock, for this to start off with from this year, so that it will also help them to go ahead and reduce their carbon footprint on the environment. Now, what Umicore actually did was when they started making chemical products such as detergents or any other products that are being used in the labs, basically. Now, what they used to do was whatever was left over, they would go ahead and use those or reuse those products. That was one way to go ahead and lessen the wastage that was being made by chemicals. The reason why they did this was because chemicals can be harmful at times, okay, if not taken in a correct proportion to the environment. So that's the whole part of the concept that they did and utilized it. Now, their vision as of now is to go ahead and reduce the usage of chemicals and recycle the old chemicals that they've already started doing by 20% every year. So that's something to start off with, because of which they were being placed at the #1 spot on Forbes magazine. And this is something that we would also recommend Shamrock to start going ahead and implying on their existing strategies. Now, what is in the future for Shamrock? Now, what we aim to do is, with the help of this research or this whole project that we worked on, we would like Shamrock to go ahead and implement the kind of strategies and different techniques used by Umicore in reducing their chemical wastage and recycling the use of old chemicals and applying it to their own practices. And how we're going to do it, as of now, what we have developed is we will be going through a whole project management methodology, okay, that will be applied to Shamrock, where we will be going ahead and identifying what the issues are or where exactly the wastage is happening for the company, and then trying to help them and give them an idea as to how they can recycle or reuse the same old products. So that's something we've got for our presentation. And before I can just conclude, I would just like to say that we've got these two beautiful ladies over here who couldn't actually present because of their bad throat. And yeah, I do apologize on their behalf. So, well, that's something that all we've got. And yeah, last slide, please. Yes. Well, if you want, you cannot do that. You can choose to.
Now, can you tell us more about the target company? All I know is they make chemicals. I'm guessing it's New Zealand.
Yeah, it's Shamrock is a New Zealand company. Now it started 15 years back. It's a small, as of now, it's just a medium scale chemical making company. Now it makes chemical used in lab testings. It makes chemical uses for that are being used in detergents and washing soda and stuff like that. So it's mostly into these things.
Yeah, the presentation is generally really good. The PPT of the background is really good.
No, we're on questions.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. On your PPT, you say serious issue. So can you tell us like what kind of serious issue in what aspects? Can you give us a bit more details?
Shamrock, when compared to the global companies, aren't exactly very sustainable. Shamrock, as compared to the global companies like Umicore and Interface Styles, they aren't exactly very sustainable. And with the changing government rules in New Zealand on the issues of sustainability, they have to pick up from where they are. They have to really push forward to, to be kicked out of the market. If they continue the way they are, it's going to be very difficult to keep their profit margins high and also attain sustainability. So that's why we are looking at the other two companies and to adopt their methods into their company.
So there was a graph in your slides. Can you go to the graph? The net sales and graph. Can you explain the first graph, the net sales? And we've taken the period from 2002 to 6. Right? It's not a recent period. So something must have happened during that time.
So 2002 is when they actually, this was for Umicore. So this is in 2002 when they actually started applying the Mission Zero onto their own, in the concept of Mission Zero is when they started adopting it. So the first 4 years, the reason why we only selected the first 4 years was because when you're initially setting up something, that's the most crucial period for any company. So in the first 4 years is where you actually decide whether to go ahead with such a big risk or not to go ahead. So looking at the first graph that we have, that one, we can easily say that the sales and everything else, the net profit went high after using the mission or after adopting the Mission Zero policy.
Okay. It would have been better if you could have the graph till 2015 so that we could know the current status too. Because it looks like a very good increase. That's great. Have they sustained it for the entire period?
They did sustain it, but I'll definitely keep that in mind to publish the whole thing.
Thank you.
That's a good point that you noticed there, that it's taken almost 2 years, 3 years really before the benefits started in terms of sales and profits, and you don't know whether that third year is a blip. It's only when you get to the fourth year and the fifth year that you've confirmed that something valuable is happening. Yeah.
You have said closed loop strategy. The company is working towards a closed loop strategy. So can you state some techniques by which they can be implementing the closed loop strategies?
Techniques for Shamrock.
For Shamrock? Yep.
So the closed loop strategy, like you all know by now, the strategy that Interface uses is it recycles its own products. So that's a closed loop strategy. So what Shamrock can do is the leftover chemicals that they have, okay, they can go ahead and reuse those chemicals. Like how Umicore did, it used 20% of their wasted chemicals, okay, which reduced 20% of their usage of the actual chemicals. So again, you don't develop new chemicals. They've reduced developing of new chemicals by 20% by using the old products. So that is something, a closed loop strategy that Umicore can follow. Only one technique, or do you have any other technique? Well, that's one of the main techniques, I would say. As of now, we've just got that one particular technique for them. So which is the most important one, I guess.
I've certainly gotten the sense that Umicore is a company that mass produces chemicals on a large scale, large production runs. You mentioned that Shamrock makes chemicals for laboratory use, which is usually chemicals in very, very small quantities, but very, very high percentage purity, that's the sort of thing. But then you mentioned detergents, which I found that...
the chemicals that are made by Shamrock, Okay. Now, the chemicals that are made by Shamrock, it's not only used for laboratory testing, okay, but they are also being sent, or they're also being delivered to companies that use the detergents, like your washing, basing your washing powders and stuff like those. In those, where the chemicals that are being used, even those are being supplied by Shamrock. That is something there on the list.
Okay, any other questions? Right. Give them a hand. Thanks so much.
Yeah. And the presentation which was taken by lastly by Vicky was very good. I liked that part. And the most of the thing in the presentation, I thought that it was not going to the mark. It was not syncing with your content and all that stuff. So it's good. And it's an average kind of presentation I have seen there.
Okay, just one area of strength at this stage.
Yeah. Okay. So Vicky and Naren, you both presented excellent. Like you've got good command over the language as well as the topic, the content. So that's very nice. Keep it up. I liked the voice of Naren and the calm composure of Vicky. It complemented very well. So that's nice.
In the PP there are more graphics. It's really engaging, and it's easy for audience to follow your idea. Yeah, that's good presentation.
Good details about both the companies and good PPT. Yeah, the details provided were quite up to the mark. Thank you.
Areas for improvement.
The improvement, your slides are too lengthy. Some of the slides are too lengthy. The content of the slides were too lengthy to, if I'm seeing that slide, they were too clumsy. They are looking the graph slide, 2 graphs in one slide. They are also looking clumsy. So you should keep that thing in your mind. That's it.
I felt the momentum of the presentation took a beating when you passed it on to the next speaker. Then when he passed on to Naren, it again took off. So that was a weird transition. It could be really observed by everyone. And I was really expecting the recommendation slides. I couldn't see it. So though you said a lot of things verbally, but we need a recommendation slide. That's very important.
Yeah, we don't see the solutions to the issues of like in terms of sustainability. Yeah, so you can improve like by providing the solutions and the recommendations.
Yeah, I will again mention the momentum of the flow of your presentation. It went like this, and like, so it wasn't balanced. This idea, had there been some recommendation, it would have been really good. Thank you.
From my perspective, we didn't get to understand who the target of the company was, what their capability was, what they did. It really only came through my questioning. We need that up front. And you've seen in say for example the previous presentation and some early ones the kind of SWOT analysis and the details of the company. If you do need, I don't like slides with 2 minutes text on, but if you do need to have a slide with lots of text on, then reveal the bullets one by one, so that we're not shower shocked with a huge barrage of text. Images. You spoke about some very visual things, the tactiles and the floor tiles from nature. Give us the pictures. Give us the images. And it was too much about interface and not enough about your target company. Spell check, which means I saw at least 4 spelling errors and grammar errors in your presentation, beginning with the very first slide. So spell check. Okay. Other positive points?
So, the part where you explained about the environmental impact was very good. That showed that you had a very good understanding of the topic while you're speaking about it, and also you did in-depth research. So good. That was really good.
The explanation about the Yumiko, which is given by Vicky, was very good. It was very impressive. You are going into the details, which are very good, and that part is very good.
Very well explained the part like I2 sorry, it's I20 I20, but again in the slide it's like I2. So yeah, very well, good flow.
Yeah, and congratulations, you did take some lessons from last week and you did apply them this week, so well done.